This is Andy Cotterill with MMA.ca here in Halifax, Nova Scotia International Airport. Fresh off the plane, Scott MacLean, the head coach of FitPlus MMA in Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, Canada, and the head coach of TJ Grant, who had a really impressive win last night at UFC 160, where he knocked out Gray Maynard in a lightweight contender match in the main event. Scott, congratulations on a beautiful win for TJ.
Well, thank you very much. TJ put a lot of hard work into that fight, and that hard work paid off, and it paid off quickly.
You're a guy who's kind of in the backgrounds. You haven't had a lot of views on the international MMA scene. You know, your most prominent fighter, of course, is TJ. You've got a gym full of other great fighters as well. Now that TJ is rising to prominence and he's doing so well, he's done really well with his career. That's got to put a spotlight on you and your methods and your gym. And is that something that you're ever you know, it plays a big role in what you do, or is it you just do it because you love it?
I do it because I love it. You know, I think that you know, the accolades are where they need to be placed, and that's on TJ. You know, they're the guys that get in the cage and do what they do, or the ring and do what they do. You know, it's just great to be part of it. You know, yeah, it's just great to be part of the whole journey, really. You know, and there'll eventually be life after, you know, the crop of fighters I have now, and you know, I'll be hopefully in front of the camera, you know, egging them on and supporting them.
After the fight was over, after TJ beat Gray Maynard in such extreme fashion, it was very dominant, 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and Gray was out. So many people were surprised. So many people didn't give TJ a chance. So many people thought Gray was just going to walk all over him. And some people think that Gray thought the same thing too. He wasn't given a lot of credit to TJ before the fight. Yet, before you even left for Vegas, you pretty much mapped out to me exactly what the game plan. You said that Gray was the most dangerous in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the first round of the fight, and you pretty much, well, not pretty much, you did. You told me that TJ was going to knock Gray out.
Yeah, I mean, that was the ideal plan, and it happened to work out, you know, fantastic. I mean, we were prepared for anything that Gray really had. You know, TJ's a great wrestler. He's a complete fighter. His striking, his jiu-jitsu is top notch. I mean, we were prepared for Gray to do the things that he did do, and we were prepared in case he did a little bit more. You know, sometimes you pick him good, and you know, last night we just had the right game plan for that particular guy.
What was it about Gray Maynard's style? What did you see in preparation that led you to prepare that specific combination, the one that TJ connected and really hurt him?
You know, leading up to the fight, Gray sometimes was flat-footed. He didn't deal with angles well. You know, those are a few of the, I guess, the more obvious things that we've seen in his game. You know, where TJ had said, you know, he likes to study basically the behavior of his opponent. You know, he knew early on that he broke Gray, and that Gray wasn't able to bully him, and that was obviously an important part of TJ's strategy going in there, is to put pressure on Gray.
Yeah, it seemed like TJ was keeping his distance for a little bit. He was caught a couple times by Gray, but TJ said one of them stung him, rang his ears, but he just fought through it. And right after that, it seems like it just wasn't the same. It was a switch had been turned, and Gray was now on the defensive.
Yeah, actually, we rewatched the fight, and it was right after he got caught with a pretty good one, and called Gray on. Gray seemed to, from that moment, he hit him with his best, and TJ was still in front of him. Not just there. He was in front of him, ready to fight at a different pace, at a different level than Gray was. And yeah, I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back. TJ put it on him after that.
You've always had a really what's the word I'm looking for? You've always had a really aggressive training style when it comes to TJ in getting the right training partners up here for him. A lot of people think that a little hole in the wall like FitPlus, which is really what you are in the small little town of Cole Harbour, which is 1,000 miles from anywhere, you know, they wonder how you can have such great training. For TJ in this fight, to prepare for Gray, you brought up guys like Charlie Brenneman, you brought up guys like Chris Feist, who's one of Johnny Hendrick's training partners at Team Takedown. They really helped prepare TJ for that fight. Do you have any sort of idea yet what your plans are going to be for Benson Henderson and the UFC lightweight title?
Well, I mean, we've got a great camp at the gym now. You know, we've got a lot of good guys that can duplicate other fighters. But it is always nice to add that little extra in the training. Once we go to the drawing board and see a little bit of film and start picking the holes in Benson's game, we'll probably have some visitors from out of town, and just to bolster the rest of the team that we have. Actually very excited about that.
Good.
So it's I don't think it could happen to a more deserving person than TJ. So I'm getting ready for Canada's next champion.
Yeah, that'll make 2, possibly 3 if we get a female champion there.
Well, we'll just deal with this one for now.
Yeah. So very last question. Let's talk for a second about how you found over the weekend you were removed from being a fight guy to a fan for a moment. Talk about Mike Tyson and just what you were feeling when he talked to you on stage at the weigh-ins.
Well, we had seen him backstage previous to that. TJ pointed out that Iron Mike was down in the crowd. Should we maybe go ask for a photo? And we decided against it. And to our surprise, he was on stage. And I knew in advance I was going to call him the champ when I shook his hand. But I was a little surprised when he actually spoke to me. So just asked me about TJ's weight cut, and it was fan moment, that's for sure. It was. I tried to play it off, but in my head I was pretty excited. I mean,
you're like, Mike Tyson just spoke to me.
That's Mike Tyson. It doesn't get better than that. So he's the champ, or he was the champ, but in my eyes he's always the champ.
You had something similar a couple of years ago with I think Marilla Bustamante. You were rolling with TJ and you looked up and he was watching and you were like, holy.
I think that was more TJ was starstruck in that instance, and we both stopped doing any jiu-jitsu in front of him. And later on he had mentioned to TJ, said, before it was my time, now it's your time, which was very, very nice and humble. He's a great guy.
Last question. As TJ was putting on the finishing strokes on Gray, you could be seen in the background on the camera. You were going absolutely wild and crazy. Tell me what you were feeling at that moment.
It's like a roller coaster ride. I honestly can't even remember the things I was saying. I probably wouldn't be allowed to say them on camera, and I don't know if they'd be understood if I did say them. I know that both Charlie and me were going ballistic because we knew the end was there, and that TJ, had earned the biggest victory of his career.
Great. Well, Scott, it was an incredible performance by TJ. He, is very humble and says, he gives a lot of credit to you as well as he should. You're a big part of the camp, big part of his success. Congratulations on the victory, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys are going to have in store for Benson Henderson.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to see too.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, this is Andy Cotterill with MMA.ca and Scott MacLean in Halifax, Nova Scotia.